Hi, my name is Greg Alba,
And I'm John Humphrey.
and we're with the Real Rejects.
Hey guys.
Hi, thank you both so much for taking the time out of your day to talk with us. When this was first announced, we were so excited for it. And then we watched the trailer and it looked great. And then we saw the first episode. For the very first episode, we were like, this is exactly what we wanted it to be. So
Like a dream come true.
It ultimately delivers. And I mean that in the most sincere way. Very, very much excited for audiences to actually check this out in more ways than you realize. My first question, and I guess we'll start with James on this one, but Kanako, I would love for you to answer as well. We're only a few episodes in for our viewing experience, and already we want an anime Star Wars movie, and I think a lot of people are going to want that too. Is there any episode where you are considering trying to expand it into a feature film, or have there been any talks about a feature film in the anime style?
Wow, that's a great question. Right now, there's not an episode that we'd say, let's expand this episode in particular. I think we'd love to expand all of the episodes, or a good deal of them. I think one thing that's really cool about them is they're also rich in the sense that it feels like the life going on outside of that slice of life that you get to see in the storytelling. So no, has there been conversations around Star Wars feature in anime? Oh gosh, that would be so cool. I think we're all huge anime fans. I mean, that's really the impetus of this project. You know, we wanted to do something like this for a long time. How do you do it? What's the right approach? D Plus gave us an amazing opportunity to say okay, let's do something different with Star Wars and let's try things differently. So that's where this came from. You know, never say never. There's certainly people, including myself, that would love something like that to happen, but currently there's nothing in the works.
I really feel like that after this show, there's going to be a big demand for it, undoubtedly.
Demand away.
So I guess, Kanako, if you want to take this next one away, and then James, if you want to weigh in, I think one of the best benefits of the series and one of the coolest parts is that you don't have to be so beholden to the established canon. But that being said, were there any major characters or classic characters that you wanted to toy with, or better yet, are there any of the characters introduced in Visions that you would love to see transition into the canon, into the live action or anything like that?
The Visions idea originally started from asking studios to bring their own characters to the Star Wars universe. So some studio, I think you already seen Tatooine Rhapsody, yes or no? You did. So there's existing characters there, but we essentially asked them to please explore your own imaginations, and then bring the original characters in the Star Wars galaxy. So yeah, it would be great to see existing characters in anime format, but for this particular Visions project, we asked them to make original characters, and I hope everyone would fall in love with these unique characters that the studios made.
I feel like from the Twin Duels episode, the people already, everyone I talk to cannot stop talking about those two characters already. Yeah. And obviously, can't give any spoilers, but I'm curious, just from both of you, is there any particular episode that you are most emotionally drawn towards yourself, or found to be your particular favorite?
Yeah, I mean, again, it seems easy to say they're all special in their own way. We love all our children.
Say it away.
But I think the thing that's really special about all these is that they have Star Wars values and Star Wars DNA inside all of them. And what I mean by that is take something like Tatooine Rhapsody that is really a story about found family, right? There's nothing more Star Wars than that. I mean, from Rebels to the original trilogy on, it's about, in new trilogy, it's about the idea of finding a family, and following dreams. And so those fundamental mythic Star Wars themes are so woven into so many of these that they feel right, they feel real. They're all kind of touching in that Star Wars way. I think it's so hard. Village Bride is really touching and unlike anything you will ever see. Tatooine Rhapsody, we all dream to be rock stars, me included. One day that will happen. And how can you not fall in love with that kind of dreamer story? So I don't know. Those stories, they all stick out, but those in particular, I don't know. They all are full of heart.
Kanaka?
Yeah, it's very difficult to pick one, but if I have to say something. And so as I watched this the movies, I was wondering like what other people's life would look like. So from that perspective, I was very delighted to see a story like Village Bride to introduce like people living in their own ritual and in the outer rim. And Lopen no Cho is also about the planet Tau. So it's like very like different, introducing like a new people or aliens, I should say, introducing like how people live in the Star Wars galaxy and something you never seen before. So that is a very something I was looking for, and so I'm glad to see like some creators explore that in their shorts.
That's great to hear. Those are really great answers, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. We were actually talking before. You asked about like it's called Visions, right?
Yeah. What inspired that title of Visions? I mean, it's very broad, but also is there something more specific that we're missing?
We were like Googling, trying to be like, why is this called Visions exactly? So yeah,
for sure. I mean, we really wanted to find a framework that would unlock the best way to do Star Wars in anime. And what I mean by that is we didn't want to approach each of these studios with a point of view from us and say, this is the story that we really are hoping just to get your aesthetic style, right? What we really wanted was to really lean into their imaginations and unique cultural perspectives and come-froms and what each different studio brings. And so to do that, I think we realized very quickly that the answer was make this a celebration of Star Wars and like kind of like the elements that influence these people, these different creators. And so we needed a framework that would allow for that. Not like Legends is very clearly like our former EU content. We needed something that was going to say, you know, go experiment, go have fun, go tell an authentic Star Wars story, but in your unique medium. There was an old book that came out sometime early 2000s called Star Wars Visions. And what it was this amazing art book where George and the team, Rinsler and all the team back then, essentially went and hired some of the world's best artists and just said, you know, do your interpretation of Star Wars. And I remember looking at that, and we were looking for a name that encapsulated what we wanted to do at the time. But it was like such a joy to look at that and see like what each of these individual creators brought to Star Wars. And we realized that's essentially what we're doing here. So this is such a great, you know, easy, understandable way of kind of and so that's the origins of it. Obviously, this Visions is very different than those humble roots, but
sure. I think that's really cool how it works. It works on like a meta level in so many ways.
I mean, for fans of the actual Visions book, you know, like that's got to take it one level deeper.
Before we go, there's something I was going to ask to both of you really quick. This was a super quick answer. Age-old debate when this was announced, and that prompts the last question. We'll start with Kanako. Subs or dubs? Which one do you prefer?
I have to say subs.
Okay, all right.
Both have a very both actor has their own interpretation towards the character. So I hope everyone enjoyed both versions. Watch Japanese original and English dubs. Enjoy like two different languages.
Get two different viewings out of it. And James, yourself?
I like that. Why does there have to be war here? Let's be hard. We can have fun.
You know what you're doing.
That's why I said. I love it. You get it.
You're going to get something different from each experience, is the truth. We've got an amazing dub cast. The original cast is clearly the original vision and the original intent. Both are really cool experiences.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
There's my make peace answer of this.
I know you answered
a good
it
job. Very diplomatic.
You know what you're doing. Thank you both so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I really can't wait for Star Wars fans to see this because I think you're going to get a huge demand for more. I just fully suspected. Thank you guys so much. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks.